I have a ghost, and it's watching me when I bathe. My wife and I have just moved to a new house in Surrey. It's an old Victorian end of terrace, and we got some money off as a bit of research revealed that the house had a history of unexplained violent deaths. Luckily, I don't believe in ghosts, so I was happy to take the discount. We moved in a few months ago, and at first we were preoccupied with sorting the house out, painting, carpeting, putting up shelves. Sure, the house was a bit creaky at night, but that was to be expected. It's an old house, right? But then something strange happened. The house's front door is down a narrow alley, so moving furniture and appliances into the house has proved difficult. My wife had her heart set on a big two-door fridge, but when it arrived, it was too wide to fit down the alleyway. Luckily, they're renovating the house next door, and some windy weather had knocked down one of our connecting fence panels, and their access alley was a lot wider. So I managed to convince the delivery guys to help me take the fridge down their alley and through their garbage-filled garden. It took over 2 hours, a pulley system, and a fuck of a lot of swearing. We moved it through the gap where the fence panel was and managed to get the fridge in through the French windows at the back of the house. We managed to mostly avoid damaging anything in the process, apart from a small statue that was semi-buried near the fence on our side. It was a weird, creepy-looking thing, but I thought nothing of it. The previous owners had left a lot of weird stuff in our garden when they left, including a truck tire, half a hose pipe, and a catering box of Wotsits in the shed, expired. But that was when weird things started happening. It was small things at first. My chocolates started going missing from the fridge. I hadn't eaten them, and my wife was on a diet, so it couldn't have been her. Lights started flickering every time my wife plugged in her hair straighteners. Over the coming weeks, things got weirder. My wife's phone started pinging repeatedly. Once it happened when she was out of the room, and I noticed it was a notification from Tinder. But here's the strange thing. When I asked her about it, she told me she didn't even use that app. And if all that wasn't odd enough, the cat started refusing to go into the spare room after we filled it with lemons. But last night, things suddenly escalated. I was lying in my clawfoot tub, having an Inya bath, the air thick with the perfume from a Lakefront Lodge Yankee candle. I was barely 8 minutes into Shepherd Moon's 1991 when there was a loud thud. The shelves above the bath, which I had put up just a few days before, suddenly came away from the wall, dropping themselves and multiple flaming candles into the bathtub. Now, I know the more cynical amongst you may think that this was just a case of poor DIY on my part, but I can assure you nothing could be further from the truth. I'd used loads of sellotape, so now I have to confront the fact that my house might be genuinely possessed by poltergeists, spooks, or worse, and that statue that was broken? My pagan witch stepmom told me that it was probably part of a binding spell, and it was probably the only thing that had been keeping these entities at bay until this point. She offered to make me a new one for a not inconsiderable price, and I'm seriously considering it. Even whilst writing this post, my iPhone just went from 67% to 34% charge, something that would normally take several hours, but in this case only took 112 minutes. What's my next steps? Should I contact the Vatican?